agenda, warrant number 10, 10/16/23. Payroll register number 42, 10/19/23, and number 43, 10/26/23.
Motion to accept.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the warrants and payroll register as read. Any questions? Seeing none, all those in favor? All in favor, the motion carries. Letter D, acceptance of the minutes of the select board meeting on October 16th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of October 16th, 2023.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the meeting minutes of October 16th, 2023. All in favor? That's 4 in favor, 1 abstention. I was not here. Old business. Number 1, follow up on Selectmen's concerns. Mr. Bean asked if the town provided the CEO with a cell phone, or is it if he used his own?
The answer to that is he uses his own and he'd prefer to keep it that way.
Okay. All right, are we happy with that? Ms. Estes mentioned policing concerns, and the town manager was going to see if she could get a meeting for the 13th or the 27th
Of November.
of
yeah.
November, yes. We
Is
have-
that sufficient? Sorry. Sufficient notice for you guys?
Yeah, which one are we gonna do?
Which one do you want?
I prefer the
Say
13th.
27 is better for me.
Oh, jeez, that's right.
We already have a controversy.
I'm here, I'm out of hunting camp for this one,
Didn't show us.
20,
but if there's nothing really important to worry
I
about.
didn't have a preference from him.
Oh, okay.
so 27th? Let's go with
27th,
that, yep.
Kathy, can you make the 27th
Or I
work?
can make the meeting, but I just thought earlier in the month would just be better.
Okay.
All right, update on 20 Park Street, anything new?
The notice has been sent out to the newspapers. I have not received any bids yet.
Okay. They
When
usually,
did you send the notice out?
It's in the paper.
I think, yeah.
it's in the paper Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah,
So it's just been out.
Yeah. yeah, I think it was only a weekend print because it's pretty expensive,
Mhm.
so.
Yep, okay.
And we're gonna have to add those printing costs to the expenses, I think. We
Mhm.
should.
Yeah, we should.
Okay.
All right, number 3, the road commissioner wants to add a 4-way stop at Thomas and North Streets intersection. Concern from citizens that the new pavement on Thomas Street will create a speedway for vehicles coming down from Hardy Street.
So
Speedway everywhere.
I have drafted an amendment to, chapter 399, section 24 of our ordinances that deals with stop signs, adding Thomas Street east from North Street and Thomas Street west from North Street. And I have the amendment ready for you to sign if you want to so vote.
Okay, so where is this concern? 'Cause my only concern, I don't want to create a dangerous area, but we just created over here from Spruce and Myrtle and all of those, we just opened up going all the way across without having any kind of stop. There used to be 4-way stops all the way through. So, I don't know, I mean, is this something we should consider for Heald and North Street too? Mr. Moody?
To me, four-way stops are a hindrance, because when you get four-way stops, you got people coming to these stop signs. Nobody knows who to go first, who's supposed to go second, and what have you. And sometimes it creates a little bit, I've seen it create a little bit of a rage in people, because I was supposed to go first, not you, you know? But it's just something that, townspeople will get used to as far as that goes, but, stop signs are good, but I'm not a firm believer on 4-ways, and that's why.
No, I'm not, just because it's new pavement. I mean, if we're having issues there, that the citizens want something like that, if there are issues, then I think we need to deal with it. But I mean, we just changed and I know it was a different road commissioner, but we just changed our thought process down here on Spruce and Myrtle and Ash and all those streets coming across. So I don't know if we need to jump right into this. myself.
Is there a two-way stop already anyways?
There is a
for that
two-way
section?
stop,
Okay,
yes.
I just can't remember that, but yeah,
Yep.
okay.
It's at the, it's on North.
It's on north end.
North.
Yeah.
I mean,
Just
So,
north.
north, crossing Thomas, north has to stop on either side.
Okay,
Thomas does not stop.
Thomas doesn't stop, yeah, okay.
as far as I'm concerned, I think we leave it the way it is. Unless we get citizens who come in and say that there's a hazard.
Do you wanna vote on it, or do you wanna, just table it?
We need them.
I don't think we need to vote on it. We don't consider it a problem, so.
Okay,
And we're not taking any action, so it doesn't need to be a vote.
okay.
We table it till such time.
Exactly.
I mean, if we get
Yeah.
complaints or something,
Mhm.
we'd have to.
Okay.
All right, number 4, follow up on citizens' concern for a collection of recyclables. Town manager and Chris Roy.
I'm gonna ask for a pass on that, I didn't get it done.
Okay. All right, so look forward to the 17th, the
Yes.
13th, I'm sorry.
Yes.
All right. Okay, that was the communication.
Under old business,
Yes, sir.
is now the time, or do you have another slot for discussing the Adams Road?
Now would be the right time.
Okay. There seemed to be some confusion on the Adams Road.
Can you help us with where that might be?
The Adams Road is, you go out to 12 Corners and you know where the Gomans live?
Yep.
You know that road that went back down through the woods and it came out on the river road?
Keep going, take your first left then.
Yep, right,
Down, all
right
the way
there,
down through
yes. Well, that eventually, you'll follow it on a snow sled, that's the only way you're gonna do it.
Yep.
It'll come out on the river road. Well, the road commissioner advises us that there are 2 camps in there that are used primarily for hunting season. Now, that is a town road, and that road is pretty bad to the point that the branches are in banging on the side of the vehicle. And I understand that there's been, a couple of times, it's been taken to town meeting to discontinue that road, and the vote wasn't there to discontinue that road. I have asked the road commissioner to provide us with a cost factor of what it's going to do to bring that path down to those camps because it's a town road, to come up to capacity. And it is probably going to scare us to know what he has to do just in the construction part, not talking about what fill is in there, and that's gonna be street-wide code. I think it's a perfect time for the next town meeting to bring that up to town meeting to get this road discontinued, because it does not need to be a town road all the way through there, because there's 2 camps down in there, that's all there is. And by bringing it to town meeting, if they have any questions, to bring that road up to code, we'll have these figures of what it's gonna cost the town to bring that road up to code. But right now, I think that probably the town, the road commissioner would, make it passable, whatever he's gonna do to grade, to get a vehicle down through there so it doesn't beat your side mirrors on, until there's a decision made, come next town meeting. But, it's gonna be a very considerable cost to turn that into a street down through there.
So, can we ask the road commissioner to come up with a price? to
We've
get
already
that?
done that,
We
We
did
already
that
did
the
We
last
did
one.
that.
All right,
last
so we
meeting.
show up more often.
We did that last meeting.
The reason it came up at the last meeting was because it had been part of the washout from the May Day storm,
Oh,
and then it got washed out again like a month ago. And there's like 2-foot ruts in the road, and the sides are just collapsing, and it's not passable for more than half a mile from the entrance to that little camp road, it's not passable.
Do you remember at all, I don't remember, I remember it coming up at town meeting, but can you remember at all why town meeting voted that down?
No, I really don't, and for the life of me, I can't foresee why anybody would wanna keep that as a town road.
Yeah.
Because there's, except for the first 200 or 300 yards, there's nothing beyond that, absolutely nothing. It's a snowmobile trail.
Yeah.
I mean, if you wanted to, you might get a four-wheel drive down there if you didn't care about the paint and stuff, but it does, runs all the way down and come out down there where, just this side of Jeff Wright's there, where the, what's his name lives, the farm,
Not Williams.
no, the farm. Farm on the River Road there.
Kenny Thompson?
Yes, that's where that road comes out. Because the snowmobile trail goes right across the field behind those buildings and goes straight up.
across.
There has been some lumbering in there in the past, but I haven't seen anything in there recently.
Do you think that's a mile or so?
Across there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's more than a mile.
Yeah, it's quite a-
Oh, heck yes, it's all the way from the River Road to 201. Yeah, it's a long ways up there. If you wanted to call Jeff Wright, he could probably give you more information on this end of it,
Yeah.
the River Road end of it, because he has a camp in there also.
Yeah.
But to make that a town road. And if people start complaining when they got camps in there, and I'm sure it shouldn't be the camp owners that want a street that goes by their hunting camps.
Right.
They just probably want to be able to get through there.
Right.
But I think it should be discontinued. There's no benefit to the town. There's no houses in there to generate tax value or anything.
Do you know approximately what year that was talked about at town meeting?
It's been a long time.
A long time, because I don't think I ever.
And the only reason I know it was been brought up, because before George Elias left, I asked him about, that road, if it had been up to town meeting for a discontinuance, and he said it had been a couple of times, and the town voted it down, for some reason, I don't know.
So Denise, there's a file in the town office on different roads, and I think Mike knows where that is. But
Okay.
maybe on the card, it might indicate that it was brought to town meeting. You could kind of look at town, and give you an idea as to, maybe you could go back and just look at the warrant and just see why it was turned down.
Right,
Maybe
but I
that's
think,
the reason.
I think as long as we do our homework and show the town what the cost factor is going to be, and for whatever benefit they think it might be for, that they might want to if they don't, then we're gonna have to spend a bundle of money to bring that to code.
Yep. The other thing that I would like to add to that is, you don't want to discontinue the whole road, because there are 2 residences on that road.
Exactly.
So you want to discontinue it from the point where after those 2 residences, where it goes into the
Turns into a
woods.
snowmobile trail.
Right.
Yeah,
And that part of the road's all good anyways.
Yes, it is.
I mean, at the same time, I've not really driven down
Yeah.
it, but it always looks good.
All right, so we'll get Mike to give that a look, and
yep,
the other question is also just making it just making it passable for right now, right?
We have that obligation, and we gotta do at least do that, because it is a town road.
yeah, he said he was not gonna do anything further with it, because it's
Yeah.
the winter season coming.
Right.
So, at this point, he won't do anything with it again until the spring anyway.
All right, on to items of communication, the Living Well in Madison reports, we have those. Any questions on those for the town manager or anybody? Okay, number 2, Madison Christmas celebration planning. How's that
December
going?
2nd, there's going to be a day full of events. Julie at the library and, gosh, I can't think of her name. Kathy Lightbody and Madison Business Alliance and the lady that runs the Historical Society, I can't think of her name, Judy Mantle. they're putting together a really nice list of events, and there's also gonna be a parade and fireworks and the Christmas tree lighting. So that's all gonna happen on December 2nd.
We did mention to the selectmen about the fire trucks covering.
Yes, I think,
Hopefully that message gets
okay,
pushed.
I'll follow up
to
with
them.
that.
All right, number 3, town manager report on expenses and budget.
Well, we're still within numbers. If you take the number of weeks divided by 52, we're at 33% of our budget, and at the bottom line, you'll see that we've only spent 30%.
Good.
So we're in the numbers.
Any questions on that? If we come up with any, the town manager will certainly take them later, if you have any. All right, new business. Are there any other communications?
No, I wanted to, oh, no other communications.
All right. Number 1 under new business, engineering study of the town-owned buildings.
When I was at Maine Municipal Association convention, I got a flyer from the group that I gave you, civil engineering group that looks at town-owned properties and things and assesses them for use, age, you know, what kind of condition they're in, what structurally they might need moving forward. So there's also Dirigo Engineering. I don't know if they do building evaluations or if they just do site evaluations, but I'd like to have the ability to go out and ask for a couple of companies to give us a bid on what it would take to get an engineering study of this building, the town office and the fire station, and any other buildings that you can think of that we should include.
Everybody all acceptable of going out to get a bid? Okay, yeah, I think that would be, so we're talking Old Point Avenue, town office on Weston Avenue. Do we have to do anything with the fire station in East Madison? I mean, is anything there that needs to be?
I don't know how old it
That's
is.
in pretty good shape, that.
Should it be looked at?
New
Yeah.
roof.
I would say,
The
New
roof?
Needs a new roof.
I would say let's look at it. The town garage,
Yep.
there's one other you said that I don't think I repeated,
Well, the fire station,
fire station, yeah.
town office and fire station.
Yeah.
East Madison Fire Station also, and town garage.
I mean, we talked about taking out the air conditioners and putting in heat pumps and all that stuff, so before we do that, I think we need to get a look at what's going to be useful for the next 100 years, I guess. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's a little too long, but, I think it's necessary to, I mean, do we need another bay on the fire station? Do we need, whatever?
Yep.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay.
Any other questions? Alright, number 2, textmygov.com, opt-in technology that can reach our citizens with news, alerts, or events like trunk or treat, Madison Anson Days, Christmas celebration, via text messaging.
So, I don't know how many of you got the emergency alert last week, but it came across on my phone, and I don't think that was a voluntary alert. I think that was a statewide emergency alert that went out to everybody. But this is something that people can opt into, so that if we have an announcement or if we have an emergency situation or something, that we can push a text message out to our citizens, and it can be geographically located, so that if we're only talking about East Madison, or we're only talking about Madison Village, or we're talking about down on Old Point Avenue or Preble Avenue or something, we can limit who gets that particular text message. And I know, Ron, you're not gonna get any text message, but you don't have to opt in. So, but this would be something that would be, in my opinion, it's the technology of today, and we really should consider it.
Are there costs to it?
Yes, there are costs to it, and I'm trying to get to that page. So, there's an initial cost, which is $4,000, and they're giving us, and a $1,200 setup fee, and they are giving us a break, basically, because it was $6,600, and they're bringing it down to $5,200. So if we can sign up for this before the end of the year, we'll get that break. If not, then we go back into the new year with a whole new budget allocation.
So does this cost like a yearly fee or a one-time?
The annual billing is by year, the setup fee is a one-time fee.
So it would cost, I'm sorry.
What's the annual billing going to be per year?
Right now, it's listed as $4,000.
Per year?
Yep. And we don't have to decide on this tonight if you guys want to take time to look through it and everything else. I think it is a good idea, and it's worth investing in our technology future.
Do you have any thoughts on where it would come out of the budget? Have you-
At this point in time, until we get a new budget and we can add it to a budget line, I would say it would probably come out of TIF.
Yeah, I'd like to hold off on this right now. I mean, I think it has to come up at the budget time, and then in the new budget, it might cost a little bit more, but I don't think we can take this out of what we have right now.
Okay.
It just seems to me that's really high for $4,000 a year, for our little town budget.
I read the terms, it says this is for a 2-year term at the bottom of it.
Yes.
It said after the initial 2 years, the agreement will revert year to year.
Changes it.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so, well, it would be 4,000 annually, so it would end up being 8,000 for a 2-year term. But the 1,200 would only be the one time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with including it in the next budget.
Okay.
It might cost a little bit more, but I think we have to wait. I mean, I think we have that money readily available.
Okay.
All right, so we have a citizen's concern about our seating procedure here, I guess. Looks to me like Mr. Moody might be allowed to allow this one here.
You people aren't projecting your voices.
Wow. So, I don't have a problem if you think this is gonna make us better.
Well, we kind of squished you a little bit.
I mean, we need to do this,
That's
all right?
That's an option.
Okay.
Are
Are you gonna look into some recording?
I will.
Sort of microphone or something?
Yes.
All right, any other citizens' concerns tonight? Yes?
Well, I just wonder if you have any more options than the 5 that were listed.
Do I have any more?
Do you
I
have any
don't.
ideas?
I'm comfortable right here, so it looks like I stay in the middle. So, I must have the biggest mouth or something. Yeah, whatever works, I mean, I don't. But we used to have a mic in the middle
Yes.
years ago. I don't know where that's gone to, but there used to be a mic right here. I don't know if it was for that
There was,
recording device that Tim had.
there was
or
two, there was
It
two,
was for
Al.
that
Yeah.
recording, it was for that
Yeah.
recording device that he had,
There
so
was
I don't
two.
know if it kind of connected to it maybe.
Yeah. Dexter?
I strongly recommend leaving figuring out how the audio to John. The old microphone used to be for Tim and all the audio files that were kept by the town.
Yeah.
But I've seen other towns and they have other ones that were let each different table you guys have all have a microphone. The only problem was you guys' stands were way too far away. You have a whole bunch of trip wires. But now since you guys have moved closer, it probably be a lot more accessible and a lot more easier for a 5 mic system or a 6 mic system. They also have ones that sit in the middle of the room and they just get spatial audio of everyone. So could just leave John to look into that.
Something like that, that would be good.
Okay.
Do we look any better, Dex, with
Oh yeah,
closer together?
a lot better.
All right, as long as we look better, old boy. All right, any other citizens' concerns? All right, yes.
I'd just like to introduce myself to everybody. My name is Felice Severly, and this is my second year as a Madison resident. And you know, with everything going on, especially with what happened in Lewiston, it brought up a lot of concern because this is starting to happen in a lot of places. We're getting a lot of these shootings going on. Again, tonight, I was watching the news, and Miami had another 11 shot, another gunman. And it usually does go back to mental health issues and things of that sort, and suicide shootings, etc. But I really wanted to let everybody know that there's a lot of people concerned everywhere I've went in the town, out of town, Skowhegan, all the way up to Lewiston where this happened. And so my thought was, I'm going to get on Facebook right away, and I'm going to start a Facebook where everybody can voice their concerns. And if there's something going on besides the 911, I would like people to reach out to certain people and also to address the safety in our own neighborhoods. I'd like to know if we do have a neighborhood watch in effect for Madison. And if we don't, I would like to get one started. I also, listening to you just now talk about the application that is so expensive, $8,000. My thought is sometime this week I'm going to get on and I'm going to search for an app. I believe there's such things as Safe app that people can have on their phone, and when they're out somewhere and something's going on, they can click that and it'll go right to the police department. I'm going to look into this. I also want to let everybody know that we have a Facebook called COTS, and that's Keep Our Town Safe, and that's for Madison, and I hope that will fly with other towns, keeping up and bringing up issues of safety. I've had 3 ladies already bring up safety issues, and I'll be addressing those, and I'll be speaking about those maybe at the next meeting. I have to go over things, and I actually have to go and talk to them and see what's going on. I didn't want to bring it up today, being my first meeting, but I will get into it. I'm the type of person
What I
now.
would suggest you do with those concerns before
Yes.
you come here is to take them to the town manager. And
Exactly.
Maybe we can get rid of them,
Right.
take care of those concerns, because we only meet every 2 weeks, so she's always in the office. So I think
Okay.
that might be the first line of dealing with them, and if you don't like what she decided, you can come and see us. I mean, you can come and tell us about them, but I think if you want action, you've got to do it quicker than every 2 weeks.
Right. It's on the spot, and
Yep.
you don't know when things
Yep.
are going to happen, but I will, in fact, do that.
Yep.
These just came up yesterday and today, so
We have talked about
it's a ongoing
Yep.
issue.
we have talked about a community policing, and we've talked, I know we had a group a while ago that was going to work with the sheriff. I don't know where that went to. Maybe the town manager could get a hold of him again and kind of get some idea of where that went to. I know there was a group of people during budget time, I believe, that were here, and I don't know if that took off. I haven't heard anything about it, so, but that's something that we can.
Was that supposed to be a volunteer group?
Right, it was a volunteer group, and I can't remember who, it wasn't the sheriff, it was one of the deputies that were gonna meet with people. I don't know if that ever took off, or if those people stopped asking about it, so.
Okay, if you do
Yeah.
in fact reach that person, would you
Yeah.
get them to reach me as well? I would definitely want to volunteer. I have a lot of experience in safety, warfare, crimes.
Yep.
I have a lot of education and experience in those areas. So
Yeah.
I would definitely be an asset to that volunteer group.
The chairman is correct in going to the town manager first, because then we don't have to wait 2 weeks to hear something.
Right.
She puts it out to us by email.
Okay.
So we're familiar with it by the time we get here, and we'll be anticipating questions and things of that nature. but that would be your first step. That's what we pay her the big bucks for.
Awesome.
And if it's a safety concern, we don't wanna take care of it. I mean, if it's something she can contact the sheriff on and get some action
Right.
before that.
Okay,
No
sounds good.
sense, no
Thank
sense
you.
waiting
Thank
for
you.
2 weeks.
My card is at the back table if you want one of my cards.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Anything else? Randy?
So, I have an idea to throw by you guys. I know we're gonna do the discussion soon for the community policing. I imagine a school resource officer will probably make its rounds again. And I'm not sure we can really afford a full-time one, but I wonder if it's possible to share a school resource officer with other school districts. To where, you know, we could at least have them 1 or 2 days a week. That's better than nothing. Just an idea to run by you guys for the
Thank you.
policing discussion.
I think we go for one for all 3 of our schools, myself, and see what happens from there, start with. We have had, the sheriff has indicated that it's very hard to find that person,
Yeah.
because you need a special person that's going to do that, and the one that we had left, and the one we had before left, so I mean, maybe we can address that when we talk to him on, the 27th.
Yep.
But I'm in favor of that, and if they could find one, I think we would have one. Mr. Moody?
I for one hated to see when the resource officer left the school.
Oh, them.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't have many soft spots or weaknesses, but children do become a soft spot with me. Being a police officer for 37 years and seeing them hurt is not a pretty sight. And I don't know as if you can put a price tag on the safety of children. Now, we as adults, those are our children. Those are our responsibility. How do you put a price tag on it?
Yep.
The town should have been, in the past, hollering that they want a resource officer in these schools. Now, do we have to have another shooting in a school in the state of Maine to wake Maine people up, like it woke up other towns in other states? No, I'm all for, you know, whatever needs to be done as far as a resource safety officer in the schools. I'm not talking about one officer that bounces around 3 schools. There needs to be one in every school. Yeah, there's a cost factor with it, but it's a cheap price to pay. The other thing is that there's many retired police people in your communities that probably, if you went to them, you know, they'd give you a couple of days a week, or, you know, if they weren't doing nothing, maybe more, or if they were tied up, they say, I can't do nothing this week, but I can, you know. And a lot of those people have already made their retirement and using their retirement, and probably wouldn't come with a large cost factor, but it needs to be looked into. You know, somebody's got to plant the seed and then keep it watered, or it isn't going to grow. You know, but I'm all for a police officer in the schools, because you don't know when it's going to happen, and there is training that goes with it. You know, it used to be secure the situation. That no longer is in the training in a school resource officer. When it happens, he goes to where it happens. He doesn't secure it. He goes to where it happens. And that's the way it has to be to save children. So I hope somebody, you know, complains enough so that it forces this to happen.
All right, Mrs. Dwyer, any concerns?
No, I'm all set, thank you.
Mrs. Ellis?
So, I didn't know the answer today. Somebody asked me about a toll bridge. Are they allowed to have them, and do they have to go through the town?
They
I-
have-
That went back and forth so many times, I
It has
didn't
to
get
go,
it.
it has to go to the town manager, and the town
Okay.
manager informs the
the sheriff's
Sheriff,
department,
anything
okay.
to do with the
That's
school,
kind of what I thought,
anything
but it
to do
wasn't.
with Madison High School, it needs to go to me and the principal
Okay,
before they go out and do that. We have to make sure that we're securing the money. That's
oh,
one
okay,
thing.
okay.
Right,
Yep.
that's one thing, and the other thing is we have to make sure that we don't have one from Anson, one from the Legion or the VFW or somebody else, and one from us. I mean, you got 4 people on the bridge collecting money, it's gonna be a Donnybrook.
Oh, okay,
It's-
right, okay.
yeah.
I'll just tell them,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna answer the question other than to say you gotta go to the
Yeah,
town
and
manager.
it's
I mean, I don't know if
high
it,
school.
yeah, it might be, actually, I think it was like a school, it wasn't it wasn't even a Madison
Yeah.
school
Yeah, they
issue.
should,
It was for Anson, but, so
Yeah.
I don't know.
they should go to the Anson
They
town
should go to the
office.
Anson Town office,
Yeah.
and it was, I think, school related too,
Yeah.
so, yeah, okay.
That's it?
Mhm.
Okay, Mr. Moody?
You heard it.
All right.
I've already said it.
Mr. Bean?
I'm good.
Okay, I'm.
Yes, I have one more. I have
Oh,
one
we didn't
more.
quite make it, did we?
No, you already- you-
Speaking of George Elias, I think you might be taking after him.
Ouch.
Sorry.
That's all right, he's all the way in Florida.
Okay, you
now.
won't hear it, good.
So he won't know it can happen. Nope, I lost my train of thought.
All right, so, okay, looking for, a motion to go into executive session pursuant to personnel matter, 1 MRSA 4056A.
I'll make that motion.
All right,
Second.
I've got a motion and a second to go into executive session pursuant to, a personnel matter pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A.
Mr. Chairman, may I ask if we take the real estate matter first, please?
Okay, so we're gonna go real estate matter pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056C. Anybody
I'll make that a motion.
make that a motion?
Second.
Second, all right, all those in favor? All in favor, the motion carries. We are now in executive session at 7:06.